What's up, world? My name is Sarah and welcome back to another episode of whatever it is that we're doing here. Obviously this isn't, is it gonna come off? Now you might remember that, I don't know if I'm making this worse or changes the, no idea what I'm doing. Which is not a problem. I like products I got, even walls and whatever. All right, leather bags, a different old aerosol with the first bag. Clear, we're just gonna leave it like that. Polish for leather. Doesn't look like the weathered look. Broken toodles. Sponge, super soft. Dip it in. First things first, our next step with now, I just realized once I polish, let's see what this can do. And spray, and then we can kind of cue the music. Okay. Now you might remember that a couple of weeks ago I thrifted these leather purse pouch bags, and if you saw the video, you know that they need a little cleaning up and just a little TLC. And that's what we're gonna do today. Right off the bat, I wanna say that I have no idea what I'm doing. I went to the store, I got a couple of supplies that I think might work for this project, and I'm just gonna tackle it and see what comes from it. So the two products I got, this is actually a Easy Care 3-in-1 for shoes. It's an aerosol spray. So I'm assuming if it's good to clean any fabric for shoes, maybe it's good for leather bags. It says clean, nourish, and protects the surface. So that's what we're gonna try. It's just this aerosol, I don't know, we'll see. And the second product I got is this clear, like a cream for leather products, and it says clean the shoe, in this case it's a bag, apply with a sponge. I can grab a sponge, I have rags with me, and wait for 10 minutes and then polish to shine. So, and it's supposed to be an eco-friendly, which obviously the aerosol one isn't eco-friendly, but it's the one that I found, so we're going with that. And like I said, this is like a cream that's going to go on, I'm assuming, clear. So first things first, let's put on an apron because of the inevitable mess. And I'm gonna grab that sponge so we can start our cleaning process. All right, apron on. I got a couple of sponges. We're gonna use the soft side of the sponge. One is gonna be for the aerosol and one is going to be for the cream. Now, I just realized I don't wanna use the aerosol inside, so we're gonna put a mask on, go outside, and spray the bags outside so this doesn't kill my plants or stay in my home, or, you know, just to be safe. So let's head outside and cue the music. All right, I got my mask. Obviously this isn't for this type of project, but it's gonna keep me safer. Now it says to shake, squirt the sponge, and then use the sponge to clean the product. So that's what we're gonna do. I can't hear anything. Let's see what this can do. All right. It doesn't look like it's removing any of the stains. It's actually just making the bag darker. I don't know if I'm making this worse or... All right, now it's not removing the stains. I do feel a difference. It's kind of softening up the leather a little bit, which I like. It has made it slightly darker, which is not a problem. I like this color, and I'm thinking because the biggest stain is on here on the top part, I might try and scrub it off with a little bit of water because I can't make it worse. Let's do the straps and then tackle the other one. It is making the leather softer, which is nice. Oh, I didn't know it was going to be this kind of foam. All right, now do we try and foam this again, or should I try a little bit of water and then foam it afterwards? So I grabbed one of these magic sponges that I've used on shoes and kitchenware and sinks, and you can use them on anything. I think even walls and whatever. So I got some water here, and I'm going to gently see if I can remove the stain. I'm going to start by using the sponge dry and see if that works. If not, we're going to add some water and then go from there. Yeah, as I thought, the dry sponge is actually damaging the leather more than the wet sponge. So we'll dip it in some water, squeeze all the excess out. Now it's working better than the dry sponge. I don't know if it's, I don't know. We're gonna have to see once it's dried, so.
Pulling out some color too.
It is pulling out some color. Now, technically, I could do the whole bag if it stains this dark, which it might, so let's see. And I don't mind the darker brown. Now you can see, you can still see some of the original stain, but because everything else around it is wet, we won't know until it dries. Now, the question is, do we do the rest of the bag? I don't know. Let's wait till this dries a little bit, and then we can kind of determine what we want to do with the rest of the bag. I'm not sure the stain that's in there will come off. I don't know. All right, let's let this dry, and I'll kind of think about it. Let's move on to the next bag. Now, with this bag, I might go over the whole bag with the sponge first and then add the cleaner on top, which I probably should have done with the first bag as well. All right, let's do this with the sponge first. Now the sponge isn't really wet. Obviously I've soaked it and I squeezed all the water out, but you don't need a lot of water to use the sponge. All right, we're gonna leave the bags to dry, and then we're gonna come back and continue our project. All right, I let them dry for about 5-10 minutes, and this actually doesn't look that bad. It looks a little roughed up, but we still have the cream after I do a little foaming of the second bag and the first bag, the magic sponge area. So we'll just do a little bit of this and then add the cream on top, and then we'll see where we're at. I'm kind of tempted to just put the cream straight onto this, or not cream, the foam on straight onto the bag. Ooh! I don't know if this is cleaning, but it does make the leather softer and more durable maybe, or that's what it feels like, so it doesn't crack as much. All right, let's do the sides. All right, I like it. Now let's do the part we did the magic sponge on this guy. See if we can soften it up a little. Perfect. Now we can go inside and add the cream part of the care plan project. All right, now I do want to say I hope you're not cringing on me treating leather like this. It might look harsh with scrubbing and stuff, but I'm also okay with the weathered look on leather. It just adds that kind of vintagey look to it. As long as they're not like broken or torn or just in really bad shape. Some of the stains and the discoloration, it really doesn't bother me. It just adds to that vintageness, if you know what I mean. Now I've laid down a old tea towel to protect my white table, and I've grabbed a clean new sponge. I have the cream for our next step, and there is an old rag because it says to first clean the product, which we have, apply this with a sponge, wait for 10 minutes, and then polish. So I'm going to use this to polish. So let's start with this bag. All right. Okay, now I'm just gonna dip this in. And again, if this stains or changes the color, I'm not afraid of that. It's adding character to the piece. So I'm just gonna leave it kind of like on the product like this, not really wiping it in too much because we wanna let it soak for 10 minutes or so and then polish it with the other rag. You can see that it's drying in some places, but we're just gonna leave it like that and cover the whole bag. It almost smells like a hair gel or wax, so it's not like overwhelming. All right, let's tackle the second bag. And then the straps. All right, that covers most of it, I think. Now we wait and then polish them off. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes. It said to polish. So I have this old rag and I grabbed a toothbrush it's like super soft and nobody's gonna be using it after this. So I can really get into the nooks and crannies, hopefully. So let's start off with the rag and see how far it takes us and go from there. It feels like there's gonna be no residue that transfers once I polish the cream off, because I was kind of worried that if it's a cream, will it then stain my clothes? You know what I mean? But it feels like it's like drying relatively well. So I was kind of worried when the cream was kind of drying on the bag and it looked like, is it gonna come off? But actually it is a great guide to show where I still need to polish because I can see the cream. This is perfect for around the buttons. All right, first one is buffed out, onto the second one. Not bad. Not bad at all. Now, the toothbrush came in super handy. I could get around the buttons, the buckles, and the stitching really well because the cream kind of got in between and the soft toothbrush just like did its thing, as toothbrushes should be able to do that thing where they go into the small spaces and stuff. So this to me was essential to getting all the nooks and crannies. Obviously, buffing it out with a cloth, or you could probably use a sponge, was also very important. Now, not all of the stains came out, which I didn't expect them to, so it's just, I don't know. I think it looks better. They did change a little in color. The stain on the front of the small bag isn't as noticeable, and it will definitely be used. And I think I did a better job on the backpack with the stain. You can hardly see the stain here. And because the color of the bags slightly changed with the cleaning and the cream buffing, I think that also helped with the overall disappearing of the stains. I also noticed that the pen mark that was on this portion is also, like, you can see it up close, but not that much. Let me just, and I have to say, the cream doesn't smell like anything. And yes, this has a little bit of color on because I was buffing, but I don't think it's gonna transfer anything onto my clothes. Fingers crossed. Let's put this back where it belongs. This guy over here. And we'll do the buckles. I can't wait to style these with some fun outfits, go on a trip. Again, I said this in the previous video when I got these, that I can see myself in Italy with these. I hope you enjoyed this video. I love these kind of projects where I can do crafty things with my hands. I know the stains didn't all come out, but I still am very pleased with the end result. Hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. You can also hit that dislike if this isn't your kind of video. And remember to subscribe to the channel so you can find your way back for next week's video. Take care now. I don't know what to, okay. My nose is runny.
Is it? Want to blow into it?
All right. Toodles. Okay. And remember to subscribe.